What is up, everybody? Jay Nell here to give my predictions on three main events for the three fight cards we have coming this weekend, starting with Friday's UFC Tough Enough Heavy Hitters finale. This is the heavyweight men and the featherweight women. By the way, I think they're probably going to sign all of the featherweight women because they need them all. Can we please get this featherweight division started? Thank you. So, sign them all. Anyway. Real quick, we're just going to talk about the main event. And real quick, though, I want to complain about the UFC site because I don't like the new site. The one thing I like is when you go to the past histories and past fights, you can click on a replay or a recap. That's nice. However, they basically said more pictures, more space, less words, less information. And the bio, instead of having an actual bio, it like you can click here to go to the fighter's social media pages. You can click here to go to the UFC merch site for that fighter. You can click here to buy tickets. But the information I found, I had to go to Google, Wikipedia, all these other sites to actually get actual information, past information, so on and so forth. So yeah. And each page itself, it's like one whole page, a huge picture, a bunch of white space, and 3 sentences. All that space, can we put more words in? I like words. Nothing wrong with words. Okay. So now, the main event, and we're seeing Kamaru Usman taking on Rafael dos Anjos. This is actually a very important fight in the welterweight division. The winner of this is going to start barking for a title shot. So, first off, with Kamaru Usman, I had to go to another website to find out that he was Division 2 wrestler. I thought he was Division 1. Division 2 wrestler. Still, he's highly skilled wrestler. I definitely think he will be physically stronger than Rafael dos Anjos because of that, and be able to muscle him around a couple of places. He has developed enough stand-up game to disguise his takedowns. He doesn't have to use all of that. Show us something we haven't seen from you, Kamaru. Show us some kicks. Show us some, feints. Show us a better jab. Show us some things we haven't seen from you, because you're going to have to use all of your tools to beat Rafael dos Anjos. Rafael dos Anjos is one of the most well-rounded fighters in the entire UFC. Not only has he developed a nice stand-up game, he has fancy feints, he has jabs, he has quick hands and quick footwork. Now, as far as body movement, I actually think that Kamaru might be faster with his body movement. He's got he moves very quickly, covers distance quickly, but there's a difference between covering distance and footwork. You see stand-up boxing footwork, and I think Rafael is better there. But I do think that Kamaru probably moves faster now. Rafael dos Anjos is also a third-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. So, even though I do think this will eventually go to the ground, that means that Rafael dos Anjos is comfortable on the ground, has a number of submission victories. And I think that if Kamaru, when you get him down, you can't get comfortable, you can't get safe, you can't hold position and try to point your way to a victory. You need to try to finish Rafael dos Anjos. And that's my worry with Kamaru Usman, actually, is that him pulling the trigger, recognizing when you have an opportunity to finish a fight, and taking that opportunity. Against Demian Maia, I felt like he had opportunities to finish that fight, to make a significant effort to finish the fight, and he played it safe. If you play it safe against Rafael dos Anjos could get this victory from you. He does not play it safe. He does recognize those opportunities, and he will pull the trigger. So, I am calling it for Kamaru, but boy, am I nervous. Dos Anjos is coming off of a loss, 2 losses in a row. He looks really good. He looks small, though. That's one of the things that's kind of leading me towards Kamaru as well, is that Rafael looks small and trim, and I already think that Kamaru might be able to muscle him up a bit. So it might be easier because he looks really trim. But either way, I'm calling it for Kamaru. Don't let me down. All right. I'm nervous. Don't use that pick for any of your picks. Okay. Now, the next main event is UFC coming from Australia on Saturday. The main event consists of Junior Dos Santos, former UFC heavyweight champion, taking on the young up-and-comer Tai Tuivasa. And I like him a lot. And he's from Australia, so this is in his hometown. I like Tai a lot, except for that whole shoey thing. It would be fine if they didn't spit in it first. Okay. But a great shtick, and he has a great, we're going to go ahead and talk about Tai first. He has a great personality. He's the type of guy that I would love to party with, that probably anybody would love to party with, for one thing. He seems really nice, big heart, big teddy bear type of person. So as far as star quality, he has it in spades. He's there. on the mic, give him a mic whenever. He needs to take the route of a hot balls, as Alistar's calling him, the Black Beast. Take that role and explode his social media, because he has an infectious personality. So that's number one. Number two, he's a boxer. He has like a 14-2 kickboxing record, and he has a few, less boxing fights, but a very good record there as well. I believe he's undefeated in the UFC so far in that last fight, because he got clocked first in the beginning, then came back with that knee, supplow. In the heavyweight division, that's the thing. They all have knockout power in all 8 limbs. So we're talking about Muay Thai, and he has showcased that. He has showcased that reckless abandonment to where he can take punishment. We've seen that and come back. However, this is his biggest fight to date. I mean, by a long shot. I mean, he is jumping up like 17 steps in competition here against the former champ and Junior Dos Santos, who also has a great personality, a really nice guy, makes you smile when you look at him. Got popped for the whole PEDs, and came out and was aggressively like, no, this isn't right, I didn't cheat, and come to find out, did not. He was cleared. So let's just be clear on that, even though he was taken off that pay-per-view because the discrepancy happened right before, but he was cleared. He was not suspended. You can't fight until you're cleared. He was cleared. Now, Junior Dos Santos, of course, he is a boxer. He relies on that boxing. He has knockout power in both hands. He's got some kicks as well, but he really likes those hands. He's got great combinations, feints, jabs, good footwork, and also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that we almost never see. However, we are seeing it more as he's gotten older, because as he's gotten older, he can't just, he's not as fast as he used to be. Still as powerful, but he's not as fast as he used to be. The energy is different. The cardio is different. So now we're actually seeing more of his skill set, which is kind of interesting here. And I think we're going to see more of his skill set in this fight against Tai. I don't think he's gonna, don't take a chance with Tai. Don't try to outbox Tai, even though maybe you can, but he is a pretty proficient kickboxer and boxer. He has long combinations himself and power in all limbs as well. So, and he's going to be bigger, he's going to be thicker, wider. I believe Junior Dos Santos is taller and with like a 2-inch reach advantage, something like that. So, Junior, fight this fight from the outside. I think you can point your way to a victory, or work your way to open up a knockout or a submission. Take him down. Do a lot of work in the early rounds. Work the body, weigh on him, press him up against the cage, the dirty boxing, take him down if you can. Use those other skills to zap that energy out that big fella, because even if he's tired, he's still got KO power. But I think you would do a lot of that groundwork investment in the early rounds, and I think you can open up a finish in the later rounds with Tai Tuivasa. I think this is too soon for him. I do. I just think that I do think this is too soon. I think Junior Dos Santos is underrated as a boxer with the tools that he has as a fighter, period. I think we just haven't been talking about him lately because there's so many more exciting heavyweights right now. So I think we might be sleeping on JDS, and I think he has something to prove. He sounds like he got a little chip on his shoulder. So I'm picking it for JDS, but we've seen with Tai in his hometown with knockout power, even when he's tired. I think it's going to be a really good fight. Now, on to boxing, the next main event, and we're seeing the WBC heavyweight champion, Mr. Deontay Wilder, take on Tyson Fury. This has been, people are really excited about this fight. I've been getting asked what I think about this fight for like the last month, so I'm glad I got it in. I saw the press conferences, and I'm just as excited, man. I like that they're talking. I like that they both have personalities. Their camps. First off, in this last one, whatever lady that was screaming, stop, 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 and nothing was happening. And then when the scuffle kind of started, not even between the two fighters, by the way, they were way far apart with a lot of people in between them, but I guess some equipment got knocked down or whatever. Once the scuffling started, she wasn't yelling stop. Hey, come on, man. Anyway, so I'm hyped by all the trash talk. Do I think that Tyson Fury is in Wilder's head? He's pissed him off. He's pissed him off, but I don't know how that translates to the fight. Will he fight angry? He's already an aggressive fighter anyway, so will that help? Will he lean into that aggression, and has Fury made a mistake? I don't know, but I think either is possible. Also, it could be possible that he just pissed him off at the press conference, and he'll come in level-headed and ready to be about that business and keep his title. So three possibilities, right? Right. Now, So let's talk about the challenger. Mr. Tyson Fury had a very long layoff. I believe it was since 2015, something like that. He's had 2 fights since then. But come on, no offense to the opponents, but they just were nowhere near the level of Tyson Fury, Wilder. We'll just put it like that. So a lot of people feel like really this is his first fight back. As you know, he blew up to like 400 pounds or something like that, lost all that weight. He's very motivated. He actually said he heard an interview from Deontay and it motivated him to get back into shape and all of that and come back. And he's a very unorthodox fighter. His pinnacle was beating Klitschko. A lot of us feel like if he wouldn't have had that layoff, the mental issues, which I'm very thankful that he's come forward with. We need more people, especially more men and people who are known for these strong, masculine personas to come back and be like, hey, you know, I got mental health issues too, so thank you for all of that. But we know he's had those issues. So for me, I think ring rust might actually still be an issue here. He is bigger than Deontay Wilder. He's 2 inches taller and has a 2-inch reach advantage. And he is very unorthodox. Fights long, is capable of pointing himself to a victory, can fight from both stances, or southpaw and non-southpaw. So, and if he has pissed off Wilder in the fight, and I would talk to him during the fight, get him to fight out of character, get him to miss shots and go head hunting. That's the big thing. I think Fury needs to try to get Wilder to head hunt. If he can do that, he can point his way to a victory, possibly work his way to open up a knockout later on in the rounds, but definitely point his way to a victory, push him up against the ropes, hold him, grab him, stall him, frustrate him. All of those things weigh on him with that big body. All of those things are very, very possible. Now, Deontay Wilder, I believe, is a bit faster with his hands. He definitely, I think, is a bit more powerful with his hands. People call him an unorthodox brawler or something like that. He does have straight technical boxing. I mean, come on. He would not have 39 knockouts if he didn't. That's incredible. 40 fights. 39 knockouts. He's 33 years old. Fury is 30 years old, but they're pretty much the same in fight years, especially with that long layoff. 39 knockouts. He has a jab. He has combinations. He has footwork. He has head movement. He has all of those conventional boxing tools that boxers at his level have. Okay? I would say it's controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Organized chaos. He puts you into a chaotic situation that he is comfortable in. That is very different. And he can create that here, but I think he needs to do the investment, but go to the body early. I think the early rounds, the uniqueness of Fury might throw him off. So because of that, just please don't headhunt. Don't headhunt. Go to the body. Go to the body early. Get stick to the mechanics. Do the footwork, the head movement, the conventional jabs and the punches in the face, and work his body. Put in some work, and then you can open up. Because I don't think he has better cardio. I think his cardio is not as good as Wilder's. I don't think it's going to stand up. I think if Wilder puts in that investment early on to the body, even if he loses a few rounds in the body, protect your head, be safe, don't get knocked out, all of those things, I think this will open it up a possible KO, TKO in the end. Because I'm not sure if Wilder will win on points. I think that Fury, as far as a higher offensive output, I think that matters on who starts first. This is a tricky fight, but I am going with the slight favorite. I'm going, I guess, with the safe pick, and I'm sticking with the champ and Deontay Wilder. But his head has got to stay level. He's got to stay calm. I say stick to the mechanics, especially early on, and work that body. Head, body, head, body. You don't want to get predictable, of course. Use your footwork and protect yourself. Protect yourself. And don't get inside that range. And don't get drawn into any brawls. Don't get drawn into him holding you, all of that. Keep it in space, in the range. Just that tricky, it's going to be a tricky fight for Wilder, I think. A tricky fight, but I am going with the champ. So let's go ahead and end this video. It's getting kind of long just for 3 fights, right? But let me know what you feel on not only all 3 main events, but the undercards as well. We got the Tough Enough finale, again, featherweight girls and the heavyweight guys. Give me your predictions on those. Give me predictions. It's Mark Hunt and I believe Justin Willis on the undercard of the Australian card. Give me your thoughts on that. And I actually don't know who's on the undercard of the boxing fight, so let me know who that is and your thoughts on that. And give me your thoughts on the UFC site. Are you as underwhelmed as I am? Okay, more pictures and less words. I like words. Okay, give me all of your thoughts and picks, injury updates, and all your comments. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I will have 15-second predictions. Subscribe, like. I'm on Snapchat. Talk to me. Take care, and goodbye.